Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video episode on ForgottenWeapons.com. I'm Ian. I'm here today at the Rock Island Auction House taking a look at some of the guns they have for sale coming up in their April of 2015 premiere auction. One that jumped out at me here is this early Spanish IBAR production pistol, or ABAR. Normally we think of these pistols as all being copies of the Ruby, this semi-auto, straight blowback, very simple .32 caliber pistol that the French army adopted and bought by the hundreds of thousands. So they've developed a pretty bad reputation in the US, largely because a lot of small-scale and not particularly skilled shops copied them. But the ones that were actually made by reputable firms in Spain were really quite good. They're simple pistols, but there's nothing particularly wrong with them. So this particular one is a very interesting early example. And it's interesting not just because it's early, but also because it has a really cool mechanical feature that I'll show you in just a sec. The manufacturer of this was a company called Gabilonda y Urresti. They later became the Llama Company, and they were actually the company that first designed the Ruby. They're the first ones who submitted it to the French government and got a contract, and they started this whole thing. Well, before they made the Ruby, they made the Radium, which is this. So let me bring the camera back here, and I'll show you why the Radium is a pretty interesting, clever, and unique pistol. All right, so here's our manufacturer's markings on the slide. You can see that it is a Radium model pistol, and it's caliber 7.65 or .32 auto. That in and of itself is quite unusual. The vast majority of Radium pistols were in .25 auto, much smaller than this one. It does share basically its entire design with the later Ruby. We have a manual safety back here, which doubles as a slide hold open. It has a shrouded hammer. It is straight blowback. Very simple pistol, except when you get to looking at the magazine. You can see there's this thing in the way. There's no magazine release, there's no heel release. What the Radium did was this very clever, or at least very unique idea of, we push in this lever, and then we can actually pull down the grip. And you just drop cartridges directly into the side of the grip, and then release the grip panel, and what would be the magazine spring pushes it back up, holds the cartridges securely in place, and lets you shoot. So there's no magazine to be lost. One nice thing about this, being one of the ABAR pistols, it's often difficult to find magazines that fit because they don't generally interchange. Well, you don't have a magazine on this one. You just load cartridges straight into the grip. So that's what makes them very unusual. These went into production in sometime between 1910 and 1913. And they only stayed in production until about 1915. They didn't make a whole lot. In 1915, Gabilonda y Urresti introduced the Ruby, and of course the French government ordered far more of them than the company could actually produce. So this complicated thing, this got dropped like a hot potato, and they moved very quickly to manufacturing Rubies, and they never did reintroduce this one. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've decided that you're sick of dealing with handgun magazines and you'd like to add this to your own personal collection, you have a chance to do so. It's of course for sale here at Rock Island. If you check the link in the description text below, that'll take you to Rock Island's catalog page about it. You can see their pictures, their description, all that sort of stuff, and have all the necessary tools at your fingertips to place a bid online and make it yours. So, good luck and thanks for watching.